Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:34. And AC/DC with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Rain today with a high of 71. Right? Is that what it says?
You know what? I'm getting something much warmer than that.
What are you getting?
I got 81.
81.
That's according to the Weather Channel.
All right, well, this one
says
says 77. You say 81. I had 70-something in the... Whatever.
Well, you know what? It's going to be warm but rainy and crummy.
Yeah. All weekend long. So, which shouldn't deter you from coming to the very intimate show tonight of the Fireside Chat with Fitzy from TownieNews.com. He's going to be at Shaker Farms Country Club. And we'll talk more about how you can find tickets and all that stuff.
Speaking of tickets, we're going to have tickets to that big show at 52 Sumner, the Beautiful Losers, and also tickets to the Provisions Italian Wine Festival.
Oh, hey!
And Open Line Friday today as well.
There you go.
Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
And the winner of $5,000 with
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:51, and Motley Crue with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be humid, cloudy with a high. Well, Bax had 80-something. I have 78. Tomorrow, 80. Rain all weekend long. Tapering off on Sunday. Should be good for that trailer trash thing they got going on at Vanish Valley. And it's 52 right now in downtown Springfield.
Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
Oh, yeah, listen, it's Gwyneth Paltrow. She got that Goop, that Goop website.
Yeah.
She released a Mother's Day gift guide, and the options run from an affordable to ridiculously extravagant, as they always do. Like there's a $25 memory journal, and then there's also a $17,000 necklace.
$17,000 necklace for your mom.
And since we're talking Goop here, of course, there's going to be a sex toy on the list. Did you buy your mother a sex toy?
No. I don't care what the cost point, the price point is. My mom is never getting a sex toy from me.
Gwyneth believes your mother should pleasure herself this year with the Womanizer Enhance. You can proudly hand this thing to your mother on Mother's Day for the low price of $159, plus shipping and handling.
Hey, Ma, happy Mother's Day. Let's go out to brunch. And by the way, while we're at the restaurant, open up this package.
All right. Right, yeah, let's open up this package for you here. Outside of a Kardashian, who would really give their mother a vibrator for Christmas?
I don't even know if the Kardashians would do it.
I don't know. Well, I'm pretty sure Kim would probably hook up Chris every once in a while with something like that.
Well, you knew your mom for a long time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I all my life.
I mean, can you imagine the look on her face if on Mother's Day you got her a big, gigantic, vibrating, Ultra Kong that was gonna,
No,
me either. Nah, it was. You want to end your relationship with your mother?
Listen, I know my mother, and my mother would have definitely preferred anal beads over a vibrator.
See, she seemed more like a nipple clamp woman to me.
Yeah, well, she had that wild side to her, but I knew her from the anal bead days. She would sit there and be like, no, I said Benoit.
Yeah,
I said those. Yeah.
I needed more Ben Gay. It's what I needed, not Benoit.
Hey, I'm sorry. Do you hear that whizzing sound in the distance? I think it's my mother spinning in her grave.
See, I'm holding back because my mother is still very much alive and listens to the podcast after the show is over.
Yeah, well,
I have chose to class up this situation so that my mom and I don't have to have an awkward conversation later in the day.
Listen, years ago, I can't even repeat the joke, but I used to do a joke about my mother on stage, to which I invited her to the show in front of my fiance, who eventually became my wife. It was the first time she met her, and I did this material. Listen, That was, you know.
Good choice.
Oh, I had to show what kind of person I was. And she still married you. How about that? When Steve Burns was still on Blue's Clues, rumors started circulating that he had died either of suicide or of an overdose. That's usually one of those urban legend things, right?
Yeah, very much so.
You know, like Gordon on Sesame Street was running a drug ring. You know, remember that whole thing?
Like Rod Stewart got his stomach pumped.
Well, that one's true.
I don't believe it is.
What about Richard Gere with the gerbil thing?
That I don't believe either.
See, I don't know. You got to pick and choose which fake information you're going to believe, Bax. Anyway, those rumors followed Steve after he left the show, and they were devastating. He says, quote, "One of the most common things people would say to me was, 'I thought you were dead.'" That is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's...
This caused his mental health to suffer. Quotes, "I built a house in Brooklyn and I never left it. I call it the gray of my life. It was about 10 years where I did nothing but drink a couple of bottles of wine every night alone, watch Mythbusters, and just to eat pad thai." Steve gained 50 pounds and became, quote, "completely unrecognizable even to himself. Everyone thought I was dead and everyone started playing along. And eventually I started playing along, you know. That was just a strategy. Maybe I am dead." Eventually, Steve sought help after taking advice from a wise teacher, Steve from Blue's Clues. Quote, "Every day on Blue's Clues, I would sit in a chair and look someone in the eye and say, 'Will you help me?' And it wasn't until I had that in my real life, that things started to change." He doesn't look anything like what he used to look like.
Well, now he's bald.
He's bald, but he kind of has this Matt Lauer look to him.
Yeah, but you see, I like Steve Burns. I don't feel threatened by Steve Burns.
You never liked Matt Lauer?
I always felt there was a chance he may go after me.
You don't think Steve from Blue's Clues sat in his office and waited for the dog to come in and then pushed a button to lock the door?
I don't believe Steve Burns ever got Ann Curry fired from the Today Show.
Yeah, well, there's that too. But that wasn't the worst thing that...
No, hardly.
I like how that's the thing that you really have a problem with, Matt. Yeah, you know, but when he fired Ann Curry, when he got Ann Curry fired from the Today Show...
I wasn't going to put up with that.
But he also was a
predator.
Sexual predator.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
without question.
But that firing of Ann Curry,
that's
where I draw the line. Tom Cruise ate a massive breakfast before hanging from a plane and wing, walking in Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It included almost a dozen eggs because he burns a lot of energy. It's come to the point now where a 60-something-year-old Tom Cruise is now like, "Hey, you know what I did this morning? I ate a dozen eggs."
You know what else happened today? I had a stroke because my cholesterol was too high.
Yeah, I don't think a guy like him's having a stroke. I think his cholesterol numbers are pretty good.
And he's still eating a dozen eggs?
Yeah.
A dozen eggs? Ain't nobody can eat a dozen eggs.
Ain't nobody eat 50 eggs. Jody Sweeten. You know Jody Sweeten?
Yeah.
It's a Sweeten Friday because we're talking about Jody Sweeten.
Oh, Jesus.
Says there's no beef with Candace Cameron Bure despite their differing views. Quote, "It's not family members where you're like, maybe we don't talk all the time, but I don't hate you." So that's good. At least the kids are still sticking together after Dad finally died.
Well, hey, that's at least they brought them all together. That's what matters.
Some of Kim Kardashian's eagle-eyed Instagram followers have noticed in her profile she lists herself as being female, 44 years old, and she identifies as Asian, which was confusing to many people, but apparently it can be attributed to her Armenian heritage that she inherited from her father, Robert. Right?
She must have something to say.
Oh, my God, the last time I ate a bunch of Asian in me was when Ray J fed me his Chum Sum Dong and that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95. You ever have Chum Sum Dong?
No. Have you ever had some young guy?
A long time ago. I'm 44 now. To them, it's just like the bad roast beef at the deli counter. The one with fillers.
Caitlin?
I never got that down and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but I once performed tongue curls on her love nub. I was exfoliating my face on her Today sponge.
What are you
Really cleans out the pores.
Oh, I bet it does. What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is I Michael Douglas that grouch can until I gave myself eater's remorse. I love trash. And that's your Hollywood Trash on Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch, brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Benjamin Moore Paint, Cabot Stains, plus rock-solid painting advice and expertise.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, tomorrow is the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby, the fastest 2 minutes in sports. And yet, you'll be able to enjoy no less than 12 hours of coverage for 2 minutes of racing that doesn't begin until exactly 6:57 p.m. Exciting? You bet it is. Unless you're a horse, in which case, there's nothing more of an exploitive exercise in which humans use their glorious animals to support their own entitled sense of greed. On the other hand, if I'm cranked up on mint juleps all afternoon, what do I care about the horse's feelings? Especially when my horse is coming in at 7-2 odds to win it all. That's right, there's money to be made tomorrow in which the winning horse, but mostly its owners, jockeys, and trainers, stand to win as much as $3.1 million. And the problem gambler, assuming he wins, stands to do pretty damn good as well. The horse, on the other hand, gets an extra bucket of oats. That seems to be fair to me. Now, this year's favorite is the horse Journalism, who, at 7-2 odds, seems like a pretty fair bet. And since actual journalism has never let anybody down, I see no reason to feel differently this time either. All I know is if I were to bet $100 on Journalism, I could win $350. On the other hand, if I was feeling particularly ambitious, I could theoretically look down all the way down the post positions where I would find Beza at the bottom of the pack as a 50-1 shot, which means if I were to bet the same $100, I could either win $5,000 or that horse punches a one-way ticket to the glue factory. Again, a simple choice. I either win a lot of money, or Beza has his bones ground up into softballs, or has his carcass boiled down into mucilage or other basic adhesives. And it all gets to be decided in a matter of 2 minutes. So go ahead, grab your goofy hats and pour another round of juleps for the boys. It's going to be a day of sophistication, overshadowing all that potential animal cruelty, which is fine by me, because Baxy's feeling lucky. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. All the DeWalt 20-volt max power tools. They got killer deals going on right now at Rocky's. $99 each with your Ace Rewards card. That includes the DeWalt impact driver, nailer, grinder, plus DeWalt batteries, chargers, job site speakers, you name it. $99 at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock at 612 at Aerosmith with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be rainy for a little while, and then cloudy this afternoon with a high of 78. Tomorrow, rain with a high of 80. It's 52 right now in downtown Springfield.
You know, you and I were talking off the air yesterday about certain images, marketing images.
Yeah.
Local marketing images that, somehow seem to have fallen through the cracks.
Yes.
The other day, I'm on the Facebooks, and I don't want to say what restaurant it was, but
what's it rhyme with?
I'd rather not say, but okay. I think the folks in Westfield know who I'm talking about.
All right.
Anyway, my point is this: they put together a little thing for Facebook, and it was and the idea was it said, "Come for the food, stay for the cocktails."
Yeah.
Now, because sometimes Facebook edits.
Yeah.
The text of an image, or when you put an image, you put a comment on the top of it.
Right.
It cut off part of the word cocktails.
Okay.
So
which part?
The second syllable of cocktails.
The tails.
The tails.
Yeah.
So what you were left with was come for the food.
Yeah.
Stay for
the
cocktails without tails.
Well, I mean, that's not a bad marketing scheme, depending on who your target audience is.
Well, I mean, had I known that would have been an option, I would have scaled back on the appetizers.
Yeah,
you know what
I'm talking about?
That's right. So we talked about it Monday, and this was all off the air, because this is not the kind of conversation that should ever be on the radio. And we talked about another local business owner, a prominent local business owner, and perhaps I'm a little concerned about whether we should bring up the name of that business.
Somebody had sent me a picture of this It was an ad at a baseball field.
Yes.
Promoting that particular business. And it just doesn't, even at first look, the person that sent me that photo said, they did what? But even if they had just sent me the picture, I would have been like, huh? What a poor design on that.
Now, to give everybody a little bit of information here, it was a sign that had the name of the business, but then also their web address.
Well,
and so it was the web. It was the name of the business .com, but in the O of com they put their mascot.
Yeah,
there.
And the mascot makes it kind of look more U-ish than it O-ish.
A totally different vowel.
So it's cum.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm just like, wow, how did that even get out of the marketing department? Like, somebody comes up with those logos. Even if you hire a marketing agency,
yes,
the agency has to run it by the client, and they're like, yeah, look what we came up with.
And as you're doing that kind of work, you wonder whether anybody in the office said, "Hey, does that look like a U?" To you from a distance?
No, come on. Everybody knows that says .com.
Now, knowing what kind of business this is, you would think, well, you would need a whole hell of a lot of it.
Yeah, to fill it, almost like you'd have to have enough to fill a swimming pool.
Even a hot tub.
Yeah, a hot tub
would be enough.
Yeah,
even that would be quite a lot.
But yeah, I don't know why the marketing, why there's bad marketing going on here.
Yesterday, I get a text from my cousin.
Yeah.
And she still lives in my hometown of Rehoboth.
Right.
And she's a teacher. And she was and retired. So she was substitute teaching yesterday at my high school. And as she's driving around town, you know how they do this locally. Like if your kid is graduating from a high school, you get a lawn sign saying, home of a proud graduate of Minnechaug High School, or home of a graduate of, Longmeadow High, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Well, my high school, my alma mater, did the very same thing, where they had, lawn signs for the seniors. Now, again, this is the place that educated me. The sign was supposed to say, "Congratulations, senior class, 2025, Dighton Rehoboth High School."
Yeah, okay.
Somehow, and I don't know how, the G in congratulations was omitted. And so the sign reads, "Congratulations, senior class, 2025. My understanding is that a bunch of AP students, a bunch of advanced placement students, were putting these around town, both in Rehoboth and in Dighton. And somehow, at some point, one of the AP students said, "Hey, wait a minute. This is spelled wrong."
Yeah, it's amazing how sometimes things can go out in masses and nobody notices because your brain is trained to think it's supposed to be that word.
Right.
And until one person points it out to you, then they did that. There was I can't remember what police department that was that had, I think it was local too, that they had the stencil written on the wrap or whatever they put on the side of the car.
Yeah.
That it was spelled wrong, like the town name was spelled wrong.
Was it like a protect and serve type of thing?
Something like that, and I can't remember where exactly that was. I'll have to look that up again.
It might have been erect and serve for all I know.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. You're like, how did that even get past? When you're running a company like that, you would think at some point you'd have an editor going, "Oh, they spelled that wrong."
Well, in high schools, when they put together these marketing materials, there's usually a faculty advisor.
Yeah.
That, you kind of like rubber stamps this thing so they can afford to make these signs. Congratulations. They put the G in GED, but they leave it out of their marketing materials.
Let's see.
Made everyone in my high school look like they're idiots. Because you know why? Because they are.
Yeah, they are.
They really are.
Well, you probably got the teacher who likes to, have a couple of swigs of booze in the afternoon. Yeah, you go ahead, kids. You do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, they're drunk by second period of the day.
Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting. I mean, just of all that, it's interesting that in 1 week we've seen now 3 examples of people not paying attention to what their marketing campaigns look like, and just lay it out there without any.
Okay,
the restaurant.
The restaurant one I can see because that's not their fault. They didn't misspell anything. It was just the format that Facebook put it in when it comes. That means 2 things. Comes across your Facebook feed. They know that's not their fault. That wasn't something that was mishap. But
for some people, that would be a reason to go. But
this particular business logo, ooh,
yeah, I gotta tell you,
you might want to think about changing that.
When you sent that to me the other day, I was like, wow,
yeah,
I know the owner of that company,
and
I would have a hard time imagining that he would not see that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I can see a situation where he might see that and say,
maybe, hey, you know what? Let's see who it brings in.
If it brings in a single customer.
Well, sometimes marketing mishaps have brought in, have actually turned into gold.
Yeah, no question about it.
You make a mistake and something happens, and people are like, "Wow,
we didn't expect this kind of rush."
Yeah. Well, you know what? Now they can collaborate with that swingers club that closed down out in Plymouth.
You know what? That makes perfectly good sense.
Yeah, maybe they should do a partnership. Nobody's going to kick them out of parking lot.
2 at Rock 102. 102 Springfield's Classic Rock. 626 at Bax and Nagle and Rock 102.
Dan Brown should have the full forecast for you.
Hey, this week on Baxi's Musical Podcast, my guest has been Mark Burgess from the Chameleons. They got a brand new record coming out this fall, their first in over 20 years. An amazing, amazing band. They were in Boston earlier this week. Monday, I'm going to be talking to Paul Leary from the Butthole Surfers, the guitar player from that band. They got a brand new live album that's coming out this month called Live from the Leather Fly, and also a new documentary that premiered at South by Southwest called The Whole Truth and Nothing But. Incredible conversation that'll be available on Monday on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, the Rock 102 YouTube channel, rock102.com, and on the app. And it's all brought to you by Metro, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram and Chicopee, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
All right. By the way, there's a dinner and a comedy show over at Shaker Farms Country Club tonight, which I guarantee you will be very intimate. It'll be like a fireside chat with Fitzy from TownieNews.com.
Will you be taking like one-on-one questions?
Well, we tried to limit the amount of tickets that we were selling. So, we cut it down to a small group.
Yeah. If one wanted one of the standing room only tickets, what should they do?
Well, listen, you could message me any which way you can via Facebook, Instagram, or you can email me at steve@rock102.com, or you can go on those socials and find the Venmo code, because coincidentally you won't find it on the Shaker Farms Country Club website. I don't know why, but and it's hard to find there. I mean, it's not like on the first page. You got to go through a couple of tabs to get to it.
Right.
So it's easier just to go to my social media and get those tickets. $30 for a dinner and show, $35 if you show up at the door.
So should I message you on Facebook if my wife and I plan to go?
Do you want to go?
Sure, we'll go.
You will?
Yeah, we'll go.
All right.
Yeah. Should I message you?
Yeah, I was going to work. You know what? This will be a great place to workshop new material. I was going to do this dating white trash moms thing tonight. You know the best part about that is?
No, what's the best part?
Looking down and seeing the tramp stamp that says Planned Parenthood on the back. Yeah. She brings me out to dinner once a month when she gets her SNAP benefits. Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Are you using that tonight?
Maybe. You know what? That's the joke of the day. There
Perfect.
All right. Here we go.
Bax and Nagle in the morning on Rock 102, Springfield.
31 with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102. It's time for news, and it is brought to you by Big Y, your family market. There's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Don't even have time to make a decent cup of coffee around here.
Well, you want to take the time to pour, give yourself a pour. That'd be great.
This thing sounds sick. It sounds ill.
Well, listen, I don't know how much those guys spent on that machine.
I think it was like 19. Well, listen, I'm not complaining of free anything.
No, of course not.
I'm just saying that maybe we should invest in a higher priced machine.
What was that? $9.99 at like the dollar shop,
or Ollie's. Remember that place I was telling you about?
Right.
Ollie's. It could be.
I mean, I know you got to do news. I would love to have a cup of coffee, but I'm not going to interrupt your flow.
I don't have a flow. I was being barista Steve over here for my own purposes.
Did you write your name on the cup to make sure it was going to you?
No, yeah, my name is Ara.
Nice.
That's my favorite cup.
Yeah, that's a good cup.
It's a Yeti cup.
With an Ara logo on it.
Yeah, I would never buy a Yeti cup. I would wait for a marketing a company with a marketing thing going on to give me a Yeti cup.
I got a couple of Yetis.
Yeah.
But I don't have no, actually, take that back. One of the things that my wife really loves to do is collect travel mugs. We got a lot of travel. We're never at a loss for travel mugs.
Like funny saying slogan things on
No,
them?
just if it looks cool, if it holds a good deal of fluid.
How many travel mugs do you? That's her collection. That's
that's like
Beanie Baby thing.
Yeah, kind of travel mugs. And you know what? I can't complain because I'm never looking around the house. Hey, honey, where'd my travel mug go?
Yeah.
I got like 50, 60 to choose from.
You know, my mother used to collect cows. You know how much cow stuff we had to get rid of after she died?
She really liked cows?
A lot of cow stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of cows. I don't know. I'm just saying one day that stuff's going to wind up going in a dumpster.
Yeah, that's probably true of the old record and CD collection I got amassing in the house, too.
Well, I mean,
where the hell that's going to go.
You think about years from now when you finally do succumb to life's greatest mystery, right? Somebody somewhere is going to be like, hey, look at this whole dumpster full of travel mugs.
I know. And they're going to say,
yeah,
how much traveling did they do?
They didn't do very much traveling at all.
Listen, I love the fact that they're available and accessible. I'm never, if I make coffee in the morning.
Yeah, but how good are you at cleaning them? That's the key. It's okay to have an abundance of anything, but if you're not cleaning them.
Well, they go in the dishwasher. I'll take the rubber seal off the lid. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll sometimes wash the little magnet thing.
Do you use a different one? Is it you got the same one I do? No.
It's a Yeti.
It's a Yeti.
But no, I usually a different one every day.
This is what we should do. Use a different one purposely every day next week, and we'll take a picture of it and show everybody your vast collection of travel mugs.
This
Yeah.
is going to be exciting. I don't think we've had anything this exciting since, I don't know, microfiber shirt week or pot pie week.
Everybody wants to see what travel mug you're using. What's your favorite travel mug?
Yeah. Hey, it's.
I want you to do that. Starting
okay.
on Monday, come in with a different travel mug, and we'll either make a video or we'll take a picture of it and put it up online. This will be fun.
This is going to be terrific.
This will be the best thing since Battery Boys.
Again, it never ends. How much of us we are willing to give this audience.
4 men were arrested on Wednesday following a Springfield anti-John undercover operation at a Springfield area hotel. Wow, I really don't like the name John, huh?
Yeah, why do they call them Johns?
I don't know. An anti-John operation is done to deter prostitution and related drug activity that is associated with it. The undercover prostitution operation was held due to neighborhood complaints and quality of life issues near an area Springfield hotel. They don't say which one, though.
Well, then how do you know which hotel to avoid?
Or which one to go to.
Yeah, that's right.
During the operation on Wednesday, law enforcement, this is where it gets dark. Law enforcement officers posed online as juvenile escorts to individuals that would offer money or something of value in return for sexual acts inside a designated hotel room. From 1 to 10 p.m., the following 4 Johns came to the hotel room and were subsequently placed under arrest for charges in connection with prostitution. 44-year-old Joe Stevens of Holyoke, 21-year-old Daniel Mazirgos of Turners Falls, came all the way from Turners Falls. 32-year-old Yaroslav Debenko of Agawam. You mean you're a Slav?
Yeah, huh?
And I don't know where the other one is. Oh, John Coburn, 31-year-old John Coburn of Agawam.
I gotta tell you, it's that's a horse of a different color right there. Those are four dudes got a lot of explaining to do.
The four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yep.
The end of the world is coming. Mm-hmm. These guys are the faces of it.
On 22 News, it's kind of like a photo gallery. You got to kind of like click through.
Yeah.
As opposed to when they have like a really big bust and there's like 9 people, and they do like that Brady Bunch thing, and you got Alice in the middle, and everyone's looking at each other.
They're not looking at each other. Well, maybe they are now.
Right.
Do you put them in the same cell together, or do you separate them?
I think there's a holding tank in which they're all probably together.
A Palmer man caught driving with a suspended license was arrested and faces several firearms and drug charges. In a news release from the Chicopee Police at around 3:13 a.m. on Wednesday. Ooh, 3:13. Very angel number-like.
Yes.
Isn't that when you have like numbers like that, like spread together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm following you.
It's like 1111 or 222 or something like that.
420.
Yeah. On Wednesday, officers were conducting a property check due to reports of several break-ins in the past at the Market Square Plaza on Exchange Street. Officers observed a vehicle with its lights off, and as soon as the cruiser drove by, the driver turned its headlights on and pulled out of the parking lot. Officers conducted a traffic stop for the suspicious vehicle, and the driver was identified as 36-year-old Samuel Sevilla of Palmer. Due to his license suspension, he was arrested. Officers performed an inventory check inside the vehicle before it was towed and found a loaded handgun along with several rounds of ammunition. Failed student of the Steve Nagle College of Criminal Knowledge. When officers arrived at the police station, Sevilla's phone and a small plastic bag containing a white powdery substance believed to be cocaine were found on the floor and in the back seat. He's charged with a slew of charges, including withholding evidence from criminal proceedings and carry a firearm without a license and possession of a Class B drug.
Now, in Palmer, someone with a suspended license with guns in the car, probably able to find one of those people on every corner of the town.
Yeah.
Why'd they target this guy? What made him so special?
I don't know. Maybe he stood out like a sore thumb.
Okay.
Adults in Holyoke were back in school on Thursday, but with a twist. Teams partaking in the 10th annual Homework House Spelling Bee put their grammar skills to the test in Holyoke.
Okay.
The event was held as a fundraiser to support the only free after-school program in the city. The program Homework House helps hundreds of kids every year, supporting their free academic and mentoring programs for Holyoke youth. Excuse me. It's not your typical spelling bee where we ask individuals to step up to a microphone. We invite people from the community to put together a team of 3, said Board of Directors President Jennifer Barrell. Wow, that's putting a lot of faith in people. Hey, listen, you know what? If we tried to have a spelling bee with each individual, this is going to take forever. So why don't we put you in teams of 3, and then hopefully we can move this along a little bit faster.
So it takes like 3 people to confer what the spelling of a particular word is?
Yeah, you're on a team. So wait a minute. What is it? What about...
is it I before E after
C? Or what about invigorate? How do you spell that?
Is it is restaurant with an A or an E at the end? I can never figure that out.
Oh, I don't know. Well,
do they have what do they name what the winning word was?
No. See, this is the problem with 22 News. They just send somebody there. They take a few minutes of footage and then they leave.
Yeah, that's not what people want to see. They want to see resolution. They want to know what the winning word was.
You want to get there to the very. I want to know who won and what it was.
It's like in the National Spelling Bee. You got the geeky little kids spelling out the winning word, a word that no one's ever heard of before, and they wind up winning a dictionary and a scholarship.
Yeah.
I've never figured that out. If you won a spelling bee.
Yeah.
Why the hell would you need a dictionary?
Well, in case you wanted to learn other words you didn't know how to spell.
Could you look up on your iPhone instead?
I would I would crash and burn at one of these.
Oh,
things.
I'd be out immediately.
There's no way. I can't even. Yeah. You can't even tell the time right. I can't even pronounce words correctly.
What are you talking about? It's 6:41.
I mean, the debris from the damage would be everywhere. That's what you got to think about. But yeah, I would crash and burn in one of these contests. Ain't no way.
I could probably do it if I could write the word down. But I couldn't do it off the top of my head.
I would just show up with the donation for the organization. Here's $20. Just keep me out of this.
I couldn't be bothered.
Unless you want to see somebody crash and burn, then I'm your guy.
Yeah, kind of be like watching the opening auditions on American Idol.
Yeah. What's the worst thing a road rager could do? Yell obscenities at you, crash into you, open fire on your vehicle?
I got a buddy.
Who liked to open fire on vehicles. A woman in Pennsylvania was so upset at another driver.
How upset was she?
She stopped, jumped out of the car, ran over to the other car, and took a Duke on the hood. She turned her back to the driver and emptied her bowels.
On the hood of the car?
Yeah. I guess that's one way of sending a message.
I mean, I understand, when you got to go, you got to go. But,
Yeah.
I mean, in the midst of some sort of argument?
A witness caught the whole thing on video, put it online, which I don't know if I want to see that.
I kind of do now.
It sounds like one person cut off the other. Words were exchanged, and it escalated from there. The police were called, and they identified the pooper as 44-year-old Christina Solamento. She's now facing charges of indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, criminal mischief, and depositing waste on the highway. That's the charge they go with, depositing waste on the highway.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
There is profanity. I can't even play the video because there's profanity in it.
Will she be forced to pay for a car wash?
Perhaps. Oh, wow, yeah. She just walks right over, takes a Duke on the hood, gets back in her car.
Now, where are you seeing this?
I'm on, it's on TikTok. I can send you the link.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
I want to see this.
I have to send it to you via email. It's going to take a while
It's
before
gonna take forever.
You know what? We'll take a break. We'll watch the video, and then we'll come back and discuss.
Perfect.
All right. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be humid with a high of 78 and tomorrow rainy with a high of 80. It's 52 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Yeah.
To Springfield's Classic Rock at 6:51 and Creedence with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be kind of muggy today with, humid, I guess, not muggy. But isn't that the same thing? Is humid and muggy the same thing?
Well, I mean, you can't get muggy unless you're humid.
The humidity is 94%.
That's muggy.
Yeah.
That's muggy.
And the high is 78 today. Tomorrow, rain with a high of 80. And then Sunday, it'll rain, but it'll be a high of 69, giggity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's 53 right now in downtown Springfield.
Hey, this week on Baxy's Musical Fun Bag, I'll have music from Madness, The Alarm, The Cure, The Butthole Surfers, XTC, and more. It's all brought to you by Raspberries Records. If you're looking for vinyl, the place to go is Raspberries in Ludlow and in East Longmeadow. It's Sunday night, 9 o'clock, Rock 102's loudest hour.
Next week, it just looks like nothing but rain.
Great.
I'm looking at every day. The only day that looks good is Thursday. That's the pick of the week.
But you know what? I mean, you can't judge what we're going to get because weather's constantly evolving and changing.
I know, but we're at that part of spring where we're going from beautiful. You get like a few days of beautiful weather to like hot mugginess and rain all the time, and then it'll be really cold until about June, and then it'll be 100 degrees.
Yeah. There were thunderstorms early this morning. I don't know if you heard them.
Slept right through it.
I was up when I heard like one crash. It was like it didn't sound like thunder. It sounded like some sort of industrial, like something industrial had dropped from a very high altitude. But no, it was thunder and loud, very, very loud.
Did you? By the way, did you see the video that we were talking about? Of the lady, defecating on the hood of the car.
I did. And here's the thing. First of all, the cameraman did a terrible job getting this correct. But what you did see was enough to say, I've seen more than enough.
Well, he also didn't want to probably be seen.
Well, because probably didn't want his car crapped on either. Either way, it's not just so much that she relieved herself in the car.
Yeah.
But that she... the joke's on her. She's got to drive home not having taken care of business after this act.
Yeah, well, happens to the best of us, I
mean,
guess.
This guy could go to a golden nozzle, get that all washed off.
I think I think that's what they call it when you turn around and wash it off yourself. I gave it the golden nozzle treatment.
Yeah, I think people would be calling her the golden nozzle for a while.
Yesterday I was talking, this is crazy now. Yesterday I was talking about Bay State calling me about this bill that I had gotten at the end of February.
Right.
I made payments on it. I made like $262 worth of payments over the last couple of months, right? Was going to plan on paying more earlier this past week. And then they called the other day saying, hey, if you don't pay by May 4th, we're going to put this into collection because you didn't set up a payment plan. Because I didn't, fall under what they wanted me to. I don't even know what that means.
Right.
What if I only said I could only pay $10 a month? Would they have put me on a $10 a month plan?
If you had made an arrangement with them, they probably would have been a little bit more forgiving.
So I get this threat that I'm going to be put into collections if I didn't pay by May 4th. It angered me, and I just, in order to just, let me just pay the whole bill. Let me just get rid of it.
Right.
I'm lucky enough that I'm able to just pay the whole bill. I was trying to budget my money and spread it out over the course of 4 or 5 months. But you know what? Let me just pay the bill. So I paid the $1,000 off that we get, and then I put that Facebook post up the other day about the letter that I sent and yada yada yada. And then I was talking about it yesterday, and somebody wrote on the Route 10 Tire listener line. They're like, lots of misinformation. You might, I wouldn't be surprised if you heard from their lawyers. Well, then I Google the guy's number because that's how easy it is to do. He works in admin at Bay State. I could tell right away. Because most people who listen to us struggle with the same thing, with these ridiculous ways of the billings of the hospital. So then yesterday, I'm sitting there. Now, this was for my second colonoscopy that I had, right?
Right.
It was the follow-up colonoscopy, which is not covered completely for the follow-up, which is kind of weird, but whatever.
But still.
Wasn't fully covered, so fine. Okay, the bill's paid. So then I get a text message yesterday, again from Bay State, and it says, your bill is ready to view. I go, okay, what's this all about, right?
Right.
So I click on the link. It's a legit link. It's the same text thread. And I click on it, and it's a bill for $652.
$652 for the same procedure?
From the first one last May. And there's no, yeah.
Wait a minute. First of all, you're getting that just now?
Exact. That's where I'm going with this, because I'm like, first of all, and then I went back and looked in the policy because we have this great health insurance here that covers you all the way up until you need it, and I looked at the policy, and it was a preventative thing because I turned 45 years old.
Right.
So then it should be completely covered 100%.
Anytime you have I think a colonoscopy should absolutely be covered.
Yeah, because it's preventative for the thing. And obviously I had the follow-up. That's why I had to pay I'm not complaining that I had to pay the deductible. I'm just complaining about the way the practice was in order to collect the money for it. I didn't realize how much it was going to be until I get the bill.
Sure.
So then I'm like looking at this thing. Now I have to go spend my day today calling Blue Cross, finding out why this wasn't covered but I don't even understand why I'm getting the bill now. For all the practices this Bay State was doing with a bill that happened 2 months ago, why is this the first I'm hearing about this now?
So they're hot on the trail for a second procedure.
Yeah.
But they haven't billed you for the first procedure.
Well, nobody even reached out about the first procedure and I never got a bill for it because I assumed it was 100% covered like it said it would be.
Is it a bill or is it? Well, no, it would be a bill because you got the text. I was going to say because sometimes they send you something as just an explanation. of benefits.
No. This is an actual bill. Yeah,
yeah. That's
what
something.
a bunch of what. So now it's just like listen. I'm going to fight it. Of
course.
But why now? And what the hell is going on over at that hospital that they're just figuring this out now?
Well, keep in mind, some of that has to do with your Blue Cross coverage.
They would wait a year in order to cover something?
They might wait a year to decide whether they're going to cover something.
So then I do a little more research, because I'm good with the Googles, and it seems like somebody along the line, whether it be the hospital or the insurance company, put in the wrong medical billing code.
Someone just texted me and said that the delay might have been because they were fighting with the insurance company over it.
Okay.
And that makes a little bit of sense. Yeah. But at least if that's the case, you can do a little bit of investigation to figure out what's going on here.
Well, now I'm going to have to call Blue Cross Blue Shield because that's exactly what I wanted to do with my Friday is go call Blue Cross Blue Shield and talk to somebody.
Hey, it's the weekend.
Hey,
I'm going to be spending time talking to insurance companies and hospital billing.
Hey, you know how I pay you $12,000 a year and now you're not covering the thing you said you were going to cover? What's the deal, dude? Whatever.
It's 6:59 at Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch, brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Benjamin Moore Paint, Cabot Stains, plus rock-solid painting advice and expertise.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, I don't know if you were aware of this, but apparently there are other teams who have been involved in the NBA playoffs other than the Boston Celtics. I know. Came as kind of a shock to me, too. But apparently it's true. Of course, not as many teams as there used to be, especially after last night when the New York Knicks barely eliminated the Detroit Pistons in Game 6, 116-113. The Knicks will now face the Celtics in Boston on Monday night for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. And Detroit isn't the only team that didn't advance into the next round. Same is true of the Los Angeles Lakers, who many believe, falsely, had a chance to do some serious damage. Instead, they were eliminated on Wednesday night in Game 5 against Minnesota. I mean, this is a team that had everything. Had LeBron, had Luka, apparently a few others, and yet they still couldn't get it done. Now, the reason I bring this up is because at 40 years old, many people are starting to wonder whether LeBron James will hang up and retire. I mean, it's not like he's got anything to prove. He's a 4-time champion, a 4-time MVP, and many people falsely convinced that he's the greatest player of all time. What's he going to do? According to LeBron, quote, "I don't know." Well, that seems pretty definitive to me. I think he's sticking around, at least until June 29th. We can either return to the Lakers with a $56 million option, or he can become a free agent and poach millions of dollars from somebody else. Or he can do the proper thing and retire from basketball for good and enjoy his net worth of $1.2 billion. Now, because he's only 40, he might not be able to fully max out his Social Security benefits. And for that, he would have to wait another 27 years. But I have a strong belief that he'll still be able to make ends meet even on a fixed income because, you see, he's worth $1.2 billion, which, of course, over 27 years is still $44.4 million a year. Maybe at that point he can contact his Social Security office and start receiving his benefit check of $4,000 a month. If that's the case, I'd start retiring today. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You know, the Ego is quieter than a gas mower. No pull cord to start it, no stinky gasoline. You can flip an Ego mower upside down. Go to Rocky's. Get the Ego mower for $5.99 with your Ace Rewards card. It includes battery and charger at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock
102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 7:13 and Bon Jovi with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102.
It's going to be humid today with a high of 78. Tomorrow, rainy with a high of 80. It's 53 in downtown Springfield.
And now, live from the Richard Grieco Studios in East Longmeadow, Massachusetts, it's Open Line Friday!
293-1021. Time for Open Line Friday, brought to you by Lipton Septic. You know, they pump crap for a living, and they will be pumping the crap out of this show after open lines. 3 rules. Very simple. No foul language. No hate speech. Try not to act like a dick.
Try not to act like a dick.
I know it's hard for many of you people, but that's really the most important rule.
I just wanted to share a Facebook update from, John Moses, the comedian that we've had in the studio before.
Yeah.
Well, his mom recently passed away, but he wrote today, "My mom's death was a tough way for my sister to find out I had blocked her number."
That's great. Anyhow, let's go right to the phones. They're already blowing up. Rock 102, good morning. Who's this? Okay.
All right.
Rock 102, good morning. Who's this?
This is Eric the Tire Guy.
Eric the Tire Guy. What's up, Eric?
Well, not too much. I just got a public service announcement for everybody. Yesterday on Nashua and Tingsboro line, a person was walking down the highway at 4:30 in the morning, and it didn't work out too well for them.
Yeah.
So don't walk on the highway.
Don't walk on the highway.
That's pretty good advice.
What about the Ventura
especially
Highway?
It's dark. All right, thanks, guys.
All
All right,
thanks.
thank you. All right, Rock 102, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning, comedy fans. How the heck are you?
Good.
Listen, we're not saying that skipping tonight's comedy show is going to ruin your life, but let's just say your Netflix password will mysteriously stop working out of pure disappointment. Here's the deal. Tonight, Shaker Farms Country Club, 2 comedy legends in their own mind, Steve Nagle and Fitzy from Townie News. You know Nagle. He's the voice of Rock 102 in the mornings unless it's Monday or any day before he has his coffee. And Fitzy from Townie News, think you're loud uncle from Southie, but with better punchlines and fewer unpaid parking tickets. 2 things you need to know tonight. Bring $30 worth of comedy in advance or $35 at the door. It's at the country club, which means it's going to be bougie.
What? Have you been to Shaker Farms before?
I have.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yes. You know what? That was a great promotion.
Westfield.
That was a great promotion. I couldn't have planned this any better. All right, tonight the comedy show. I
right.
appreciate the call.
Thank you. All right.
You guys have a good one.
You
See ya.
too.
Okay. Rock 102, good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, gentlemen. This is Goomba Dan from Belmont.
Goomba Dan from Belmont. What's up, man?
Quick question now. Steve, when you were in the Carolinas, I know you love it down there, but
Yeah.
I've heard from friends that when it comes to having pizza and Chinese food, it sucks. That their culture of food down there is not really great pizza like you get in Connecticut or New York or Massachusetts.
Well,
and good Chinese food.
Well,
Is that
I
true, or
I don't travel to the Carolinas for their pizza. Usually it's a barbecue or, some sort of like I had a great farm to table restaurant we went to that you could watch the chicken before it got killed and then you could eat it.
How delicious.
Wow. Wow. My point is, though, like when you're down there, let's say, and you have a craving for a good pizza, you're not going to find it. Or good Chinese food. That's my friend.
You know what?
You
You do it the old way we did in the 80s when we had no money. You take a piece of Wonder Bread, if you can afford that, and some ragu and a slice of American government cheese.
Oh, that does sound awful good, doesn't it?
I hear you. Well, guys, you have a great weekend. You guys are awesome. And welcome back, of course, Steve, because you are a true classical wit. But having back is the wise Buddha. We're in good hands.
All right.
Well, thank you
that ass
very
kissing
much.
phone
Well,
call.
I'll tell you what. Rock 102, good morning. Who's this?
This is Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. We're
What's
both
up?
good, Chris. What's going on?
Good. I have a nice, clean joke for you both.
Okay.
All right.
What is the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
A what?
A Zippo. A hippo and a Zippo.
A
What?
hippo and a zippo.
What?
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
One's heavy and one's a little lighter.
I like that.
I like that.
That's good.
All
I
right.
like that, Chris. Well done.
All right.
Have a great day.
All right, you
All
too.
right, thanks.
Rock 102, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Ed from Bluffton.
Hey, Ed, what's up?
Hey, listen, Steve, that place that you went to eat down here was called Cahill's Market.
Yeah.
And one of those chickens kind of looks like you. You want me to say hi to him for you? Or?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
No, it's a great place. It's a good people.
But listen, I had like I don't know. It was I sampled a bunch of stuff. It was like the grits and the stewed cabbage. And
man,
all that good stuff.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, man, I never ate grits when I lived up north, but down here, oh boy, it's they shrimp and grits down here. Yum. You want me to bring you up a waffle or something? Or?
No, I've got plenty of waffles here, but I appreciate you.
All right, fine, guys.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. This is the Hawk Man.
This is not the Hawk Man.
I want to say good morning to everybody down in Florida. This is the Hawk Man.
Oh, okay.
All right. Very good. All right. What can we do for you?
Happy Friday.
Happy
Friday.
You too.
All right.
Okay. Happy Friday. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Oh, wow. I didn't think I'd get through. This is Kurt Slovain.
Okay, Kurt. What's up?
Nothing. Just wanted to call in and say hello to the boys over at Florence Casket Company. Keep up the good work. Kurt Slovain out.
All right, very good.
Out.
Kurt
All right.
Slovain out. The guys from the casting company. They'll never let you down.
Never let you down.
Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Jack.
What's up, Jack?
What's your favorite vacation restaurant story?
There you go.
There you go.
Nicely done.
Do you like barbecue and grits and waffles?
I do.
Don't know.
I do. Do you like stewed cabbage?
Only if it's with kielbasa.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning, fellas. This is Darren from Windsor. How you doing?
Good, Darren. What's up?
Hey, I was just checking in with you guys on the bar/laundromat. Did you happen to get my text I sent yesterday?
Suds and Duds, right?
It was in Newington, right?
Newington.
Nope. No, there's a place up in Maine, up on Moosehead Lake that we used to go to, and their slogan was, it was the same thing, bar and a laundromat, and their slogan was washer in the front and liquor in the rear.
There you go. I like that.
I like that.
That's right.
Washer in the front, liquor in the rear. All
Hey,
right.
thanks for calling and classing up the joint today. We appreciate it.
You got it, fellas.
All right. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, Bax and Steve. This is Billy Bob from Bax.
Hey, Billy Bob. What's going on?
How you doing?
Good. Hey, I just wanted to let you know I was listening to your program yesterday, Steve, with the money that you owed for your You know, you made a lot of sense on that, and it's true. You know, and I believe everything you said yesterday is 100% true.
Well, I guess they're serving up filet mignon in the cafeteria today, aren't they?
No, they're not. We're actually doing shrimp scampi over linguine and kielbasa with pierogies and sauerkraut today.
Oh, those poor hospital patients that have to suffer.
Oh, you know, you got that right, my friend. But you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right,
thanks, Billy
Bye-bye.
Bob. Okay, there you go. Wow.
How about that?
Yeah. Lines are open, or we could move on. It's up to you.
I think we should probably. Maybe we can move on. Well, you know, I like that comedy ad that we had for the Shaker Farm show tonight.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
There's a show over at Shaker Farms with Fitzy from TownieNews.com.
Really?
And you know what? Marty Caproni will be there too.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What's that? What?
How about that?
What a comedy home run that's going to be.
What a coinkadink.
How would one go about obtaining a pair of tickets to a show like that?
Normally, you'd go to the Shaker Farms Country Club website, but you have to go directly through me. You can just you just message me, and we'll set you up with some. Well, not set you up with some tickets. You have to buy the tickets, but I'll direct you in the right direction.
Great comedy in an intimate setting.
Very intimate. Like I said, Fitzy's Fireside Chat.
And there you go.
There you go.
Highly successful 7 o'clock edition of Open Line
now
Friday.
they're lighting up, but we don't have time. Sorry.
Sorry, you snooze, you lose.
You gotta wait till 8.
There you go. Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's just about 7:26 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
I'm looking online and I see another morning show has a contest where they can deliver free lunch to your workplace. They delivered free lunch to a funeral home yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, condolences and cold cuts, I believe, is the name of the contest. But I say, hey, if you want to win lunch on us, enter at our website. So I'm on their website now, and I'm entering to see if they will bring us lunch.
Oh, man, I tell you what, I'm feeling kind of hungry right now.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah. Wow. Can you imagine if those guys came here and delivered us lunch? How wonderful that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and all you got to do is just submit your email address. You don't even have to wait, first name, last name. I got to do all that stuff.
Should you give your name or maybe somebody else's name?
Well, maybe our friend Mr. Mick Ockner would like to.
Yeah.
How about that, Barry? Mick Ockner. Phone number 413. What is it? 525-4141.
I believe that's the office number. Yes, perfect.
We're in East Long Meadow. Birth date. Let's see. Let's say February
4169.
There you go. 4169. 4169.
42069.
42069.
That's even funnier.
Okay. All right. For the 42069.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get the 20 in here. We're good there. I'm a male. That's what I am. Gender. Yes, I'd like to receive exclusive content special offers. No, I don't want to. I just want the free lunch.
Why gum up your inbox that way?
Submit entry. There we go.
All right.
We are in.
Can't wait for lunch.
Can't wait.
Feeling hungry.
There you go.
I'm famished.
Yeah, at a funeral home, no less.
It's Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. Here's 729 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Palmer man was arrested after police allegedly found him with a loaded gun and drugs while behind the wheel in Chicopee. At around 4 a.m. on Wednesday, police saw a suspicious car parked off of Exchange Street. Officers pulled over and arrested a 36-year-old for driving with a suspended license. I got something stuck in my throat here. Hang on.
What's that all about?
I don't know. I think the coffee went down the wrong way.
Really? My coffee didn't go the wrong way because someone didn't pour me a cup.
We just clicked. Well, you didn't ask.
Well, I didn't think I had to.
The barista Steve.
Well, I mean, I don't want to just walk over there and make me pour myself a cup of coffee while you're doing news.
I got some cold foam for you right here.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Officer. Anyway, while searching his car, officers found a loaded gun at the police station. Officers found a cocaine-like substance on the floor of their cruiser. They say belonged to the man. He now faces several gun and drug-related charges. How do they know it belonged to him? Didn't they pat him down before they got him in the back of the police car?
Can you fingerprint for that kind of thing on cocaine?
I don't know.
Don't think you can.
That is kind of weird. They found it on the floor of the cruiser.
Yeah.
Not in the car.
That could have come from any other arrest.
Yeah.
That could have been the guy. That could have been the guy you picked up yesterday morning.
Yeah, if you don't have like a full auto detail after each arrest,
and I don't think they do.
Probably not. Let's see. Shark Ninja. You know those things?
The Shark Ninja. I remember Sharknado.
No, Shark Ninja. That's like the pressure cookers.
Ah, yes.
They're recalling 2 million of the pressure cookers sold in the U.S. and Canada after consumers reported over 100 burn injuries spanning from a hazard that can cause hot food to spew out.
Oh, boy.
According to a recall notice published by the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission Thursday, Ninja-branded Foodie OP300 series multifunction pressure cookers have a lid that can be opened while the cooker is in use. That's not a good thing.
That's not smart.
That can cause hot contents to escape from the product, posing serious burn risks. Shark Ninja has received 106 reports of burn injuries in the U.S., including more than 50 reports of a second or third degree burns to the face or the body, per the CPSC, which adds that 26 lawsuits have been filed as a result. No additional injuries have been reported in Canada, an accompanying notice from the Health Canada notes. The safety of our customers is a top priority for Shark Ninja, the company said in a statement sent to the Associated Press, adding that it was conducting a recall to address related consumer reports. Those in possession of the now recalled cookers are urged immediately to stop using the pressure cooking function and contact the Massachusetts-based Shark Ninja for a free replacement lid. But you can still use the cookers for other functions, including air frying, which are not affected by the recall. It's like an all-in-one cooker.
I see. Well, I mean, I suppose that if the lid just blew off the damn thing, you must feel some level of comfort that you'll continue to use it.
I've seen pictures. I've seen the pictures of like the pressure cooker gone wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Where like there's a hole in the ceiling because those things are pretty dangerous. I love my Instant Pot.
Yeah, I like mine too, but mine definitely does lock.
Yeah.
When it's in use, when it's building pressure. I mean, you can't open that thing.
What's your favorite recipe to make in an Instant Pot?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I kind of like that Mississippi pot roast recipe.
Yeah.
Oh, I really love that.
I never had that. What's that?
You take like a chuck roast, right? And I like to cut it up into large pieces and then brown it.
Who's this Chuck fella?
I don't know, but he comes in a roast. Oh. Anyway, you brown it and then you put almost like a stick of butter, some ranch dressing, not the actual dressing, but the powder.
Yeah,
and then like a bunch of pepperoncinis and a little bit of liquid, and you put that in there. Falls apart. Friggin' delicious.
Damn, that sounds good.
Oh, yeah.
You'll have to give me the recipe for that.
I just did. It's so simple.
No,
it's
I mean,
like
you
four
have to
things in it.
send it to me.
Oh, okay. You can look it up. I found that one online. Everyone said, you got to try this. And I tried it. And I'm like, whew, that's awful good.
My favorite is the Instant Pot mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's good, too.
You ever have that one?
No, I've had it, but I've never made it. I had somebody else's.
If you just Google Instant Pot mac and cheese, Salty Marshmallow is the name of the website.
Uh-huh.
If you Google that, you'll go right to the recipe.
Yeah.
It's 6 cups of cheese.
Only 6 cups?
So you take the macaroni and you put it in the pot with some water, a little bit of chicken broth.
Uh-huh.
And then a stick of butter.
Yeah.
And you can, maybe spice it up a little bit with some, you can put some Red Hot in there.
Yeah.
But if you don't want it that salty, you can go with just a Cajun heat.
If I got 6 cups of cheese in this thing, I'm not really worried about the salt.
And then, you don't, too salty is sometimes too much. I've done, and that was the mistake I made with the corned beef. I put too much Worcestershire sauce in mine. And it came out a little too salty because the meat's already salted,
Yes.
So then, you cook this thing. It's like 5 minutes in the pressure cooker.
5 minutes?
Yeah. Then once it's done,
it's like witchcraft.
Cooks the pasta, and then once the pasta's done, then you start stirring in like a cup of heavy cream.
Oh, yeah.
And then 6 cups of your favorite cheese.
Oh,
They say
God.
not to use like mozzarella because it's a little too stringy.
Too much, yeah.
But if you put I do a mix of like sharp cheddar and maybe some Gouda.
Oh, yeah.
Smoked Gouda. You kind of mix it all up and you put it in there. It's like the best mac and cheese. People love when I bring it to their house or when I make it at my house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you make that mac and cheese again?
See, I don't
have any secrets. It came from a website.
See, I like the baked macaroni and cheese. When you get the crunchy crust on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh, love that.
My mother-in-law used to make one that was really good with it was like Asiago cheese in it or something like that.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Sure.
Yeah. And then sometimes she'd ruin it by putting the hot dogs in it. I'm not a big fan of that.
I love hot dogs, but I mean, it's that should not be an ingredient. That should be the main dish.
A man with a fraudulent registration sped around a marked construction pattern and hit speeds of 120 miles an hour on Route 2, according to Connecticut State Police. Troopers identified the driver as 24-year-old Marcus Dutton of Norwich, and he looks like a Dutton. State police say they began receiving 911 calls about an erratic driver on Wednesday. The driver headed west on Route 2 in Basra, and his vehicle reportedly had fresh damage to the front bumper. Troopers were able to find the Lexus and conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle on Route 2 in Colchester. Troopers then discovered that the Lexus had a fraudulent registration attached to the rear of the vehicle, which would prevent the operator from being identified. After briefly being stopped, the operator of the Lexus eluded the traffic stop before the trooper could make contact with them. The driver then continued to travel westbound in Colchester, however, troopers could not pursue. The driver continued on the highway towards an active State Department of Transportation construction pattern in Colchester. Troopers were conducting a slow roll with two DOT crash attenuator. How do you say that?
I don't know what that is.
Attenator trucks. I don't even know what that is. That's probably one of those trucks with the big signs on the back. Blocking both westbound lanes of travel as construction workers were setting up lane closures ahead. The Lexus began to pass vehicles in the left shoulder before getting blocked by the troopers and crashed trucks. Troopers said the driver turned on the highway and went around the slow roll in the grass and continued westbound towards construction workers who were setting up the construction pattern. They said he endangered the lives of the construction workers on the highway. Troopers helped setting up the construction pattern, then tried to stop the driver. However, the driver engaged them in a pursuit. This guy just went all out.
Now, do we have any indication as to why he was in such a rush?
Yes. They also discovered that the Lexus was not insured. Dutton's operator's license was suspended, and he showed signs of being under the influence of alcohol, which is not a surprise.
On the other hand, he did prove that the Lexus is a high-quality luxury vehicle that can sustain high speeds, which, if you're looking for a new vehicle, Lexus is a very solid choice.
Do you know Bill Belichick bought one from Belize here in West Springfield?
I did know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
How popular, well, not only that's how popular Lexuses are, but popular Belize Lexuses.
Right. Now, has Bill bought a car for his new girlfriend? Or is she not able to drive yet?
I don't think she's allowed to get on the road. She may have her learner's permit.
That's how they met. He was helping her do the on-roads.
Yeah, he was teaching a driver's ed class. You got to do something in your retirement years.
Yeah, I know. She's just about old enough to get that first break in her car insurance.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
25, yeah.
That's the thing. Well, that's see, unlike Leonardo DiCaprio, that's the day they get kicked out of the house. When they turned 25. That was a Tom Segura bit where he was talking about how Leonardo DiCaprio was like, can you imagine that 25th birthday, how sad that is? Like, get out of here, you old bitch. Parents of a 4-year-old girl in Alabama say their daughter spent 2 days in the ICU after she was picked up from school with a blood alcohol content of 0.29.
She's how old?
4 years old.
4 years old.
Yeah. The girl's mother, Mary Singleton, said when she picked her daughter up from school on Monday, the girl's body was limp. The Singleton said the school called them about their daughter's condition 2 minutes before school was dismissed. Singleton described seeing her daughter as limp and nearly unresponsive in the nurse's office. She was slobbering at the mouth. She was heavy, and the teacher handed her to me saying we probably needed to take her to the ER. Don't you think that should have been your responsibility to call an ambulance if a kid was limp and foaming at the mouth?
Probably.
You know what? The parent. We got like 2 minutes before closing time. Do we really want to file a report like this? Let the parents take care of it.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
The Singletons rushed their kid to the hospital where she spent 2 days in the ICU. The family said the doctors discovered the girl had ingested a large amount of ethanol. Her toxicology report shows her blood alcohol content was 0.29. For context, if she was driving age, her blood alcohol content would be 4 times the legal limit.
Now, ethanol. So it's not like she's having like Mai Tais by the pool.
No, it's probably hand sanitizer or something.
Yeah. Because otherwise, I'd say this kid can't hold her liquor.
It's still unclear how she ingested the ethanol, which is known as ethyl alcohol, where she got it, according to the Chemical Safety Facts Organization. It's found in a variety of products like skincare products, hand sanitizers, food packaging systems, perfume, and much more. They say ethanol is one of the oldest and most versatile solvents and creates a hell of a buzz for a 4-year-old. The girl's parents say the daughter was released from the hospital Wednesday afternoon, but now they're frustrated and want answers. At some point, somebody must have said, hey, wasn't that a full bottle of hand sanitizer over there?
It was, until the 4-year-old got into it.
And I'm guessing that a place like a daycare center would have the hand sanitizer that's like flavored, or not flavored, but like scented.
Yeah.
So might be more attractive to a kid.
Ooh, it smells like bubble gum, and all of a sudden you're guzzling it down. Jesus.
What a great daycare center, huh? Yeah. But talk about, again, like the whole, you can obviously tell the child is sick and not well. You should have called an ambulance.
That would have been the first thing you should have done.
Even if you didn't know what had happened, it's almost closing time. We'll just wait for the parents to get here. And
it's almost pickup.
Yeah. But it's Alabama, so I guess,
I guess.
Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be cloudy with a high of 78. Tomorrow, rainy with a high of 80. It's 53 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Clock at 7:49. And Def Leppard with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be cloudy today with a high of 78. Showers tomorrow with a high of 80. It is 53 right now in downtown Springfield.
Well, I was just going to say, is there some sort of comedy show going on tonight?
Yeah, there's a comedy show over at Shaker Farms Country Club with Fitzy from TownieNews.com. A very intimate comedy show.
Sure.
Yeah. Maybe we'll even work out some new material just to try it out.
That does sound interesting.
But that is a dinner and a show. It's $30 if you buy them ahead of time. It's $35 at the door. The show starts at 8. The doors open at 6 if you want to get there and eat dinner. And you can find that information by coming directly to me on my Facebook and Instagram page. You can find the QR code there to buy tickets, or you can just message me and we'll put you down for a reservation if you want to go.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
Real quick, I know we got stuff to give away. Well, we have plenty of time.
We got loads of time, Steve.
So, last hour I was talking about how, the whole debacle with me getting billed from Bay State from the procedure I had back in January, which was a follow-up procedure to the first colonoscopy that I had back last May. And last May, when I had that procedure, then they found some stuff. They found like this giant polyp that had to be taken out,
and a wristwatch,
and a wristwatch. My grandfather had this wristwatch up his bum. Anyway, they found something there. They had to put a staple in there for like a suture, and then the follow up was when I went back was to make sure that the staple had. I guess it falls out on its own at some point, and to make sure there was nothing else in there. And actually, there was more polyps in there by the time, I went. It's really good to get the screening done. I'm not trying to deter anybody from getting the screening. I'm talking more about the process of how this whole health insurance, healthcare thing works. So anyway,
which is the third most violating and intrusive thing you've been through.
So after being threatened the other day that my bill was going to go into collection that I was actively paying on, I paid the whole bill off, and I'm like, all right, good. That's out of the way. Then I get yesterday a text message again from Bay State saying, by the way, you owe us $625 for the procedure you had last May. And then I'm trying to figure out why, because the health insurance policy says that was a preventative thing. And under the Affordable Care Act, it's covered 100%. They're required to cover preventative measures like that 100%. And then somebody wrote on the Route 10 Tire listener line, what happened? Your old bill turned from preventative to a surgical procedure once they found out something they needed to remove. And once that happens, your surgical procedure copay then applies. And this person is absolutely right. I went and looked back in the policy, and it says that, well, it doesn't even say that.
Right.
But it's the medical billing code that they throw in there. So once they did find something in there, which is kind of ironic that that's the reason why you're going in there to begin with, to be the preventative procedure. Once they find something, then boom, they reclassify it, and then they say, well, it's not quite a preventative procedure anymore. It is now because they found something in there. It's the same goes for any follow-up.
Are they saying that that's the reason why you're being billed for the first procedure?
Yeah, well, that's kind of where I don't know yet. I got this late yesterday. I got to call Blue Cross today and argue with them about whether or not I got to pay this bill. But they have now reclassified the procedure as a surgical procedure. And because it's that $625 would be exactly the copay I would have to pay for a surgical procedure. This healthcare thing is absolutely ridiculous, and more people need to speak up about it because people are getting railroaded left and right over this stuff. And again, I am lucky enough that I am able to pay these bills, but as we deal with people every year, raising food for people in need, it's because of things like this. Because
they have
every time,
they got to decide between health care or food.
Wages aren't the same as they used to be. People, that whole dream of working hard and saving money can't be attained if you're getting railroaded by things. It's a life-saving procedure. Like these are you got to pay.
Yeah,
to save your own life.
And then between all of that, and then what we heard about what's going on at Mercy right now, with staffing and with people leaving in droves, you realize, hey, you know what? Maybe this whole system is severely damaged.
Yeah,
and may need to be saved in a way that's not just about dollars and cents, but maybe about what's best for patients.
But the problem is, a lot of people are working 2 and 3 jobs just to keep their head above water. As we see every year with the 1 and 2 families or 1 and 3 families, they don't have the time and to fight insurance companies and hospitals and things like that. So that's what they're banking on. They're banking on you. He'll forget about it because he's just gonna, they're gonna have to. We'll get him on a payment plan, and he'll have to forget about it.
There are a lot of people that will pay and say, "I don't want to go through the bother of having to try to get to the bottom of all this."
The advice I got was call Blue Cross and say this was a screening colonoscopy. Yes, a polyp was removed and a staple was placed, but the procedure was scheduled as a preventative under ACA guidelines. I'd like to confirm if modifier 33 or PT was used, and if not, I'd like to claim resubmitted as a preventative service.
Oh, hit him with that.
I didn't even know what that means.
You don't need to know what that means.
I don't need to know what that means.
That's like kicking him right there in the cubes, man. That'll teach him.
Yeah.
You do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, great event coming up in Amherst tomorrow. It's the Provision Italian Wine Festival in Amherst at the Provisions Mill District. We happen to have a pair of tickets right now to the 10th caller at 293-1021.
Hey! Oh, who wants to go get some vino at the festival up at Amherst?
Hey, this is going to help me forget all about my medical procedures.
Is it Amherst or Amherst? I don't know how to pronounce it right.
I'm barely getting through Provisions.
Who wants to drink a couple of Thunderbirds and go up there and some what's the other liquor? Old English 800s.
Oh, that's good stuff.
We don't want
filtered for for flavor.
Now, normally these Italians don't want any Old English in here, but we're accepting of everybody, So come on up here, drink your Franzia or whatever you got in a box.
10th caller, 293-1021. It's 7:56 at Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Benjamin Moore Paint, Cabot Stains, plus rock-solid painting advice and expertise.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, tomorrow is the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby, the fastest 2 minutes in sports. And yet, you'll be able to enjoy no less than 12 hours of coverage for 2 minutes of racing that doesn't begin until exactly 6:57 p.m. Exciting? You bet it is. Unless you're a horse, in which case this is nothing more of an exploitive exercise in which humans use these glorious animals to support their own entitled sense of greed. On the other hand, if I'm all cranked up on mint juleps all afternoon, what do I care about the horse's feelings? Especially when my horse is coming in at 7-2 odds to win it all. That's right, there's money to be made tomorrow for the which-winning horse, but mostly for its owners, jockeys, and trainers, standing to win as much as $3.1 million. And the problem gambler, assuming he wins, stands to do pretty good as well. The horse, on the other hand, gets an extra bucket of oats. This year's favorite is the horse Journalism, who at 7-2 odds seems like a pretty fair bet to win it all. And since actual journalism has never let anybody down, I see no reason to feel different about this time either. All I know is if I were going to bet $100 on Journalism, I could win $350. On the other hand, if I was feeling ambitious, I could theoretically look all the way down to the post positions where I would find Beza at the bottom of the pack at 50-1. Which means that if I were to bet the same $100, I could either win $5,000 or that horse punches a one-way ticket to the glue factory. Again, a simple choice. I either win a lot of money, or Beza has his bones ground up into softballs, or has his carcass boiled down into mucilage and other basic adhesives. And it all gets decided in a matter of 2 minutes. So go ahead, grab your goofy hats and pour another round of juleps for the boys. It's going to be a day full of sophistication, overshadowing all that potential animal cruelty, which is fine by me because Baxy's feeling lucky. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You know, all the DeWalt 20-volt max power tools, Killer deals right now going on Rockies. $99 each with your Ace Rewards card. That includes the DeWalt Impact Driver, Nailer, Grinder, plus DeWalt batteries, chargers, job site speakers, you name it. $99 at your neighborhood Rockies Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:10, and the Scorpions are Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Going to be cloudy today. Maybe some rain showers. High of 78. Tomorrow, rainy with a high of 80. It's 53 right now in downtown. Hiccups.
What's going on there?
Downtown Springfield.
And now, live from the Richard Grieco Studios in East Long Meadow, Massachusetts, it's Open Line Friday!
All right, let's try this again. Open Line Friday brought to you by Linton Septic. Call during open lines to give us crap, and Linton Septic will be there when you need it pumped.
Yeah, pumped.
Let's review the rules. Everybody knows them. No foul language, no hate speech. Try not to act like a dink.
That's hard to do for some people.
It's impossible to do, considering how rooted they are in dinkage. All right, but the phones are going, and I'm ready to start answering them. Rock 102, good morning, who's this?
Hey, it's Joe from Brimfield.
Hey, Joe, what's up?
You guys doing the adjective thing again?
A what? Oh, we're not doing Mad Libs
Yeah,
today.
no Mad Libs today. We're not every week.
Oh, I was saying, all right, good. Well, I had the one time you're not doing it, I finally had an adverb.
That's all right. What was your adverb?
Yeah, no worries, yeah. Yeah, man, I want to say this for a long time. Ever since I got back from Florida, the Boston Bruins, they ain't doing too well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, they're out of it now, so you don't have to worry about them for another year.
Yeah, but hopefully we keep Morgan Geeky. Like, I like that kid. He's awesome.
Well, I'm sure if there's a way to ruin the team, I'm sure Don Zweeney will figure it out.
Yeah, this is his last year on his contract, so hopefully he'll be out of it, or if not, then we're all screwed.
Yeah, keep your fingers crossed. All right, appreciate the
Keep
call.
your fingers crossed. Yep. You
Thank
two
you.
guys. Go Bruins.
Okay.
All right.
Rock 102, good morning, who's this?
This is Willie.
Hey.
Last name Fistergash.
Willie Fistergash.
Last week you
all
guys
right.
were talking about that teen voting amendment, and I guess it didn't pass, but I think that it could be a good idea, but they're going about it the wrong way. What they should do is make like a non-binding vote option for 16 to 18-year-olds, because then they could see what their future constituents are thinking about voting for and stuff. And also the data might show that they vote similarly to the adults anyhow. So
Well, I can't believe a guy named
like with the weed thing.
I can't believe a guy named Willie Fistergash has an actual smart idea. That was actually a well thought out plan.
The level of intelligence we're not used to on this show.
Yeah, well, we don't get to pick our names. I've hated my parents my whole life over this.
I bet you did. I bet you did.
All right. Well, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Rock 102. Rock 102. Oh, come on.
What is going on here?
Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this? Okay. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, Steve and Bash. How are you? This is Billy Bob again. How are you?
Good, Billy Bob.
What's up?
Hey, Steve, I want to ask you a question and Bax, too. You guys know the comedian Ralphie May?
No, I've never heard of him. Yes,
Ralphie's been in the studio.
He's been in the studio with us before.
Oh, has he really? Or no? I mean...
Well, he won't be
I don't know
anymore.
if No? Okay. How's, what's his name, the other guy that was on with you guys? What's his name? Cabroni. Is he,
yeah, he's going to be
coming
at
back on a
he's going to be on the show tonight over at Shaker Farms Country Club.
Oh, do you have to buy tickets for that? Or how does that work?
Unfortunately, you do, yes. And believe me, there are plenty left.
How much are the
They're
tickets?
$30. They're $30.
$30?
Yeah,
Plus
and
the
you
meal
get
too, or no?
And you get dinner. Yeah, you get dinner with it too.
Okay, do we go on your website, or how does that work, Steve?
You know what? Send me a message. Send me an email.
Okay.
And then we'll talk
right.
from there, okay? Steve at
Okay, thank you so much.
rock102.com.
You guys have... Yep, bye-bye.
Thank you, Billy Bob. Okay, Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning, fellas. Goomba Dan from Belmont calling again. To answer Steve's question, because I was a police officer for 27 years in a major city in Connecticut, every time a police officer pats someone down, we're basically looking for guns and weapons. Drugs are very easy to hide, okay? Once you take your prisoner out of the cruiser, you sweep the cruiser where he was thoroughly after every single time. So if you find any narcotics from a prisoner you just took out, you can legally charge him with it.
That's how you get around. You guys have got an idea for everything.
Exactly. So have a great weekend.
I'm surprised when they open that squad car in Palmer. Like, it's like seagull when you throw a French fry to seagulls in a parking lot. Like all the Palmerites didn't come out and go wah wah wah.
Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, fella. This is Phil from Westfield. How you doing?
Good, Phil. What's going on? What's on your mind this morning?
I got a little story for you. You guys are about my age. So, the other day I go to the doctor, right? And I walk into the doctor and I say, hey, Doc, you got to give me your most powerful Viagra. And the doctor looks at me and says, I don't know. You're getting a little older. I don't know if you can handle that. So I said, Doc, listen, I got a suite for the weekend. 11 o'clock in the morning, my wife's coming over. He's like, okay. And I said, then again at noon, my mistress is coming by. He's like, okay, I see what's going on here. And then I said, at 1 o'clock, my mistress's best friend's coming by too. He's like, oh my goodness. So I said, Doc, really need your most powerful Viagra. He said, all right, listen, I'll do it for you, but you got to come in Monday morning first thing and come see me. I said, whatever I got to do, Doc, fine. So the weekend goes by. Monday morning, I'm in there first thing in the morning, and I walk in, and the doctor sees me. My right arm's in a sling, and my left arm is in a cast. He looks at me and says, oh, my God, what happened? And I said, no one showed up.
I
see what you did there.
I got you there. All right, you have a great weekend. Thank you, bro. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hello, this is Nick. I'm sorry to bother you. Am I the 10th caller, or have you guys already found somebody?
We already found somebody, but
yeah,
like 25 minutes ago.
Yeah, we can count to 10 very quickly. I think you'd be surprised at the speed at which we can count.
Am I on the air right now?
Yes, you are.
Yes, yeah.
What's the phrase that pays?
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's an exciting day.
Yeah.
All right, you have a good weekend, okay?
Ooh,
all right.
A serendipitous phone call.
Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Jeremy from Agawam. How you doing?
Hi, Good, Jeremy. What's up?
Just calling. I wanted to tell my world that is Western Mass how proud I am of my son. He, took a big step today. Just all on his own. Woke up, went for a run. He wants to make changes in his life, and I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
And I have a joke just to brighten up the mood.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Why does a duck have feathers?
Why does a duck have feathers?
To cover their butt quack.
Is your son's life changes to get away from your dad who tells these awful jokes?
You guys have a good one.
Because I support that fully.
Yeah, no kidding. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Yay, what's going on, guys?
Hi, Megadamia. What's up, buddy?
I was going to give you three guesses. The first two weren't going to count. Okay, don't hang up on me yet. I just want to, I've been listening, and you guys are talking about the insurance bills.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. I'm wondering if I need to pay this bill of my. I went for a physical last week. Okay. So, I went for a physical. I go in there. The nurse. It takes my weight. Takes my height, puts it in the chart. If the doctor comes in, he says to me, "You're fat." I said, "I'm phased." I said, "I want a second opinion." He says, "You're ugly too."
Very good. Well, thank you very much, and we appreciate your call. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning, boys. It's Vince the plumber.
Hey, Vince. What's happening? Surprised it took you this
long.
long.
Man. I'm going to make it what?
I'm surprised it took you this long.
I know, bro. I was we were having a retirement get together. Bob Anderson just retired today, so I wanted to give a shout out to him. Congratulations to the guy. He's a great guy. Other than that, you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.
Okay, Vince. That was short and sweet.
Look at you.
Kind of like that.
All
okay.
right.
Rock 102. Fuck, crying out loud. I hate when that happens. Okay, here we go. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hi, good morning. This is Kathy from Enfield.
Hey, Kathy. What's up?
I have a theory about your IT guy.
Yeah.
Hear me out. He's so happy. Nobody is that happy when they get into work. I think he's our New England serial killer.
No, listen. I know from serial killers living so close to Jeffrey Dahmer many years ago. There ain't nothing like there's no parallel.
You don't think so?
No,
like I said,
I think he's just
theory.
I think he's just a good-natured fella who hasn't been.
You can't trust those ones.
Yeah, you can't trust him at all.
Well, I at this point I trust him, but I'll keep my eye open just in case you're right.
You guys have a great day.
All right, you too.
Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Heather from Hartford. How are you guys?
Good, Heather. What's up?
So I love Bax's View from the Couch, and I heard the one the other day talking about Belichick, right, with the ice cream and the strawberry shaped like a lobster. And I was
yes.
like, that can't be real. And no, my God, it was real. There is no fool like an old fool, man. And that chick is just playing him, and it's cracking me up. I'm like, dude, she's young enough to be your granddaughter's granddaughter. Like, it's disgusting to me. So,
well,
I don't blame him. Listen,
there's a theory out there, and I don't know if I buy it yet because I'm going to need to see a little bit more information. But there's a theory that this could be some elder abuse going on in this situation. I don't want to jump at it at the chance, but if a guy's being told he's getting a lobster dinner and it's nothing but a bunch of strawberries pushed together, that's abusive.
Oh my God, yeah. And then like the whole mermaid thing, and then the weird thing where she's like doing the planks and he's holding her up with his shaky legs. It did look like elder abuse to me.
Yeah,
so,
and she wouldn't even let him talk about it on the, I don't know what, was it?
That was great.
Yeah, over the weekend, there was an interview.
It's hilarious. We're not talking about that. And he's like, yes, dear. So, yeah. Okay. I mean, I can't imagine what his kids must love her, though, right?
I'm sure that's not causing any friction among the Belichick family.
Well, thanks, guys. I love listening to you. You make my morning commute so much easier, and I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, let's take one more here. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hello. I called a while ago, but I completely forgot to advertise my band. Go check out Red Eye on Spotify. Okay, have a good one.
Okay, Red Eye on Spotify. Okay, I'll tell you one more. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. It's Brian. How you doing?
Good, Brian. What's up?
Yeah, I got some car jokes if you want to take them.
Sure, why not? Are they clean?
Very clean.
All right, here we go.
So what kind of car is the most flexible?
What kind of car is the most flexible?
Mercedes-Benz.
Because it bends. Yeah, it bends. Okay, and you have another one?
What's another one?
What kind of car is best at avoiding things?
What?
Dodge.
Dodge, because it gets out of the way.
It's a Dodge. Yeah. And you said you had one more?
Yes.
All right.
What kind of car makes you what kind of car makes you question if you have the money to get it?
What?
A Ford.
A Ford.
Yeah, there you go. Fantastic. Hey, you have yourself a fine weekend. Make sure you go to the comedy show tonight at Westfield.
You as well. Bye-bye.
All right, there you go. Well, I think we've pretty much exhausted everything.
I think we beat that dead horse enough.
Have we, though? Have we really?
I like this one. Macadamia with the absolute banger set this morning. Macadamia sounds like a character on Family Guy. He does kind of sound like
he does, yeah. Sounds like Mort.
All right. Well, there you go.
It's 8:23. Thanks to Linton Septic for putting up with us on Rock 102.
You hear that?
8:33 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
You want to rip into the old mailbag during the newscast?
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today.
Wow.
Oh, letters. Oh, we get letters. Oh, boy.
Mailman, ding dong.
Mail today.
All right, this comes from the Route 10 Tire listener line. Happy Friday. I'm listening to yesterday's podcast, and thanks to you guys, I find myself thinking, that means two things. Or, I got a buddy, or, what's your favorite blank story? A lot. Thanks for that. Also, Evan's Egg House was a fantastic recommendation for breakfast. Pancakes the size of hubcaps. what are some other eateries in the area to visit? And I just wrote back, what's your favorite local eatery? And then she said, I hate that I read that as him. All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Maybe we should do news, perhaps. What's your favorite anti-John story? Is it this one? 4 men were arrested on Wednesday following a Springfield anti-John undercover operation at a Springfield area hotel. They don't say which one, though. An anti-John operation is done to deter prostitution and the related drug activity that's associated with it.
Oh, I thought they were just preventing guys from going to the bathroom.
No. The undercover prostitution operation was held due to the neighborhood complaints and the quality of life issues near an area Springfield hotel. During the operation on Wednesday, law enforcement officers posed online as a juvenile escort so individuals would offer money or something of value in return for sexual acts inside of a designated hotel room. And from 1 to 10 p.m., they caught 4 of them. The following 4 Johns came to the hotel room and were subsequently placed under arrest for charges in connection with underage prostitution. 44-year-old Joe Stevens of Holyoke, 21-year-old Danny Mazirigos of Turner's Falls, 32-year-old Yaroslav Dabanko.
Mm-hmm.
Yaroslav!
Oh, I think that's personal.
I believe, is that John in Russian?
I don't know what that is,
Yeah.
actually.
31-year-old John Colburn.
Hmm.
You know, if the name of the hotel is Anti-John, maybe you shouldn't be showing up. It's the Anti-John Inn.
I don't know if there's one that actually calls themselves that.
No.
They welcome to the Anti-John Arms.
Yeah.
They don't see that.
You know, speaking of like area hotels or motels or holiday inns, I drove past the Pines Motel the other day in Chicopee, the Creative Pines Motel.
Did you?
I can't believe that place is still open. I wonder if they've updated it in, again, I told you, we used to do, the guy who used to do New England love songs was the voice of their voicemail. So we used to call and make fun of him.
Right.
And find out what they, what kind of rooms they had. And they had all kinds of theme rooms. They have a jungle room. They have like a space room, like a lover's room. And they all had water beds in there. Which, you'd think the waterbed was something that went by the way of the dinosaurs. I can't believe they still make those.
Have you ever slept on a waterbed?
Yeah.
It's not that comfortable.
It's really not, because you're kind of sinking. It's sink or swim.
You're sink or swimming, and if someone's in the bed with you, every movement they make, you feel for minutes.
I remember going over to a kid's house when I was like in kindergarten. They were rich kids.
Yeah.
And every one of them had water beds. Like the whole family had water beds.
You know,
and they had an indoor pool, too.
My next door neighbor, when as a kid, I think they all had water beds, and I could never figure that out because I was like, anytime I even just sat on the mattress, it was like this is not comfortable.
No, that's why you got to get yourself a sleep number bed.
Well, aren't they a little expensive, Steve?
Yes, Bex, but can you really afford another restless night's sleep? I don't think you can.
You might be right.
It's the perfect couple's bed. You can choose your sleep number on either side.
You might be right about that.
Over the years, more and more eagles have been spotted in western Massachusetts, and earlier this week, some concerned residents spotted 2 baby eagles in trouble after their nest had fallen out of a tree. The nest the eagles were in was at the Fanny Stebbins Wildlife Refuge in Longmeadow. The nest had fallen out of the tree and was in a swampy area, and it was clear the eagles didn't have the ability to get themselves out of that situation. I don't think they were able to fly yet, said Deputy Chief Andrew Market of Longmeadow Fire. Neighbors had called wildlife specialists but were concerned he wouldn't be able to get to the birds, so they asked the Longmeadow Fire Department for help. They said that the eaglets were estimated to be between 7 and 8 weeks old. We were able to utilize one of our boats with several of our members to help get that wildlife specialist across the swamp safely. The baby eagles were brought to shore and are now being taken care of by Tom Riccardi at the Mass Birds of Prey Rehabilitation Center in Conway. We were able to utilize one of our boats with several members to get that it's another redundant sentence.
Okay.
They repeated the quote twice. We were able to utilize one of our boats with several of our members to help get that wildlife specialist across the swamp safely. Yes, but were you able to utilize one of the boats with several of your members to help get the wildlife specialist across the swamp safely?
Well, what I want to know is if they were able to use their boats to get through the whatever you just said.
I don't know, but I know they were able to utilize one of the boats with several members to get that wildlife specialist across the swamp safely.
Well, thank goodness. Did they wind up ever using those boats?
Yeah, matter of fact, they utilized one of them to get with several of their members to help get the wildlife specialist across the swamp safely.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. You know what the hardest thing to do is?
A newscast at 8:40 on a Friday?
No, utilize one of the boats to have several of the members help get the wildlife specialist across the swamp safely. That's the hardest part about a rescue.
I bet it is.
Renee Rutana witnessed the rescue and also sent 22 News the pictures and videos she took. Mr. Riccardi disappeared into the woods, and he was gone for about 10 to 15 minutes. Deep in the woods, you couldn't see what was going on. One of the firefighters stayed on the rowboat, while the other went to try to find the eagles that had fallen from the nest. The birds will be rehabilitated, and when they're ready, they'll be released back into the wild. Yeah, you imagine that another eagle comes by and like, hey, what happened to the Joneses over here? Horrible thing. They fell off the nest and now they're in rehab. All of them, the whole family.
Well, how were they saved?
Well, they did utilize one of the boats with several of the members of the fire department to help get that wildlife specialist across the swamp safely.
Well, thank goodness that happened.
Yeah, but your bird's in rehab.
Well, he's been drinking for a long time, lost his job.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes people, fall off the wing every once in a while.
Did you hear about the Joneses? They're nestless.
Some guy wrote back on the Route 10 Tire, listen, my sleep number was $10,000. Yes, but you're sleeping well night after night, aren't you? Aren't you? And by the way, if you mention Steve Nagle, I get $100 towards my credit. I hope you did that.
Not that you're shamelessly whoring yourself in any way, shape, or form.
Listen, they don't even advertise with us anymore, but it's still ingrained in my soul.
But you still got that mattress.
Yeah, which might be time. It's been like 10 years now.
You need a new mattress?
Yeah, and you know what? I'm thinking about actually getting one of those, the foam ones I had bought during the pandemic because I had just moved into my house.
Yeah.
And I had a guest room that I set up, and I bought one of these, it was like mattress in a box.
Oh, yeah, it's all folded up.
It's a queen-size mattress, all rolled up, and the frame, there was like a platform frame that I bought for it.
Yeah.
Dude, this thing was only like $200, and it's probably one of the most comfortable mattresses I've ever had, aside from the sleep number where you can adjust your sleep number on each side. But, I mean, if you're looking to do it on a budget, that's the way to go. And they're really not that much more expensive than they were 5 years ago.
We have like a foam topper in our bed. Our bed is ridiculously comfortable.
That memory foam stuff is pretty good.
It is pretty good.
I got a memory foam pillow from Costco.
Yeah, I've got those too.
That thing is awesome.
Yeah, it's real good.
Supports your neck at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever watch that Neck at Night?
I used to watch Neck at Night.
The old shows of Mr. Ed and Donna Reed show.
Great stuff.
All that stuff. All that stuff I missed in the 50s because I wasn't alive.
Because you were 30 years away from being born.
Right. I was just a twinkle in a can of Bud Heavy in my dad's eye at that moment. Let's see. Here's just another reminder that the lottery doesn't reward people who deserve it, but karma can still take its toll. There's a 50-year-old man in Kentucky named James Farthing who just won a $167.3 million Powerball jackpot. He was presented with the check on Monday. James is an ex-convict, and he's splitting the award with his 77-year-old mother. So maybe he's matured. Maybe he's a new, changed man.
Or
maybe he's not. On Tuesday, one day after getting his check, James was arrested after a fight broke out at an oceanfront hotel where he was staying in Florida. He had punched at least one other guy, and when a sheriff's deputy stepped in to break it up, James kicked the cop in the face. The cop was dazed and bruised, but he'll be okay. James was later arrested for felony battery on a law enforcement officer, 2 misdemeanor counts, and he's even in deeper trouble because the arrest violates his parole.
So he's like a UFC cage fighter and a millionaire.
A millionaire,
wow.
though. Yeah, he's currently being held in jail. It's unclear if he'll be sent back to prison or for how long. Doesn't know. Well, now you got enough money, you can hire a good lawyer.
Yeah, you don't have to have like a public defender. You can actually hire I don't know, if Johnny Cochran was still alive, he'd take this case.
I'm surprised Marquis Salamone isn't on a plane down to Florida right now.
Settle.
Yeah. Hey, you want to see these guys choke on a sandwich? Send me down there.
I don't know if Marquis Salamone, and I can't say this for sure, I don't know if Marquis Salamone is the kind of lawyer that would take a case in which you, a millionaire, kicked a cop in the face. He might.
Yeah.
But I don't know that for sure.
Yeah, it's more of a Heyman-y kind of behavior.
I'm not saying a thing.
If you fall down and kick a cop in the face, we'll help you.
I don't know. I don't know if any lawyer is going to say, "Have you recently kicked a cop in the face? You may be entitled to compensation."
Listen, when there's 167 million reasons to represent somebody, there's somebody out there that will jump to that opportunity. Well, usually I chase ambulances, but I have 167 million reasson to follow this guy. 167.3 million.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the retainer.
Your Pioneer Valley forecast today going to be cloudy with a high of 78. Tomorrow, rain with a high of 80. It's 54 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Aw, yeah.
To Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:53, and the Black Crows of Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
I don't know. It's not looking too good weather-wise for the weekend, which is a perfect thing. Come out to a comedy show out in Westfield tonight.
Yeah, and don't let the rain bug you. There's a lot of great events going on this weekend that will be covered, and you'll be protected from the elements.
Yes. So if you message me, if you want to go see Fitzy from TownieNews.com, headline a comedy show over at Shaker Farms in Westfield.
Hey, Steve, it's a Shop Friday. This morning at 9 o'clock, if you go to rock102.com, you can save 30% to Bread Euphoria at the Northampton-Williamsburg line. There's something in the air. Sourdough crust pizza, the croissants that smell like bread, the baguettes, the New York rye. It's Euphoria, Bread Euphoria Bakery and Cafe. That starts at 9 o'clock this morning at the Shop 30 store, rock102.com. Do not miss out. 30% off. Everything at Bread Euphoria.
Where's that?
It's on the Northampton-Williamsburg line. I don't have a exact address.
Well, it's actually 206 Main Street in Haydenville. If you're looking,
well, there you go.
But I'm looking at the. I like a good bread. Ain't nothing like a good bread.
No, that's the truth.
Yeah. I could dig a loaf of bread.
Well, after 9 o'clock, get the 30% off coupon at the Shop 30 store at rock102.com.
I'll go pay full price for the bread.
30% off, though.
But let the folks, because there's only a limited number of those. Let the folks have those.
You're not denying anybody.
No, but it's a local business. I can afford to buy a loaf of bread.
I had no idea that Steve Nagle's Mr. Moneybags over here.
Well, after the meat bread that I paid $9,000 for last week at Chimura's, I could probably afford another loaf of bread at another local business. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen, I hear you. I hear you, and I agree. Shop local, shop often.
What are some other good local eateries? The person was asking on the text line there. There's plenty of great local eateries here.
Yeah, there are, actually. I'm trying to think places I've gone that I've enjoyed the hell out of. One of my favorites right now, kind of on a Chima's kick in Wilbraham. I do like that place. The Old Horizons.
Okay.
That's a good place.
Okay, Mr. Moneybags.
What?
Well, you're telling me about bread, about spending money for a
bread comes with the meal.
Yes, it should.
Yeah, well,
you have your own baker there, I'm sure.
No. Listen, if you want to eat top-notch food, you got to pay top-notch price.
I'm sure it's delicious. But,
actually, it's really freaking good.
Yeah. I'm on this kick lately where I'm trying to eat more proteins and stuff and stay away from the carbohydrate type of thing. A little bit here and there. But I'm like my big thing is salads.
Salads?
Yeah. And 7B's, not for nothing, has got a good they make a you can get a burger, you can get any one of their burgers on a salad.
Mm-hmm.
With a big giant wedge with the tomatoes and all that stuff on it.
You do realize the moment you put a burger on a salad,
Yeah.
it's not nearly as healthy as just the salad.
No, but it's about the protein intake.
I see.
Yeah.
I mean, I got no problem with it. Make no mistake. I mean, I love that kind of stuff.
They also have a beef tip salad.
Really?
That's a good one, too.
Now, do you leave a tip for beef tips?
Yes, of course you leave a tip. You leave a tip every time you eat there. But what's your favorite local eatery? 293-1021.
Yeah, the other thing is it's ice cream season. All the ice cream places that have been shut down are now back open and operational. That's important. That's a big part of my diet.
Moolicious. They make that it was like it's like a what the hell is it called? It's like a cow something. It's like a mud pie thing. It's like a whole big giant fudgy type of thing. First of all, I like homemade ice cream.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do.
I mean, not that you can't go to a place and get ice cream that's a brand name being sold, but there's something about like homemade ice cream that has a real nice thick creaminess to it.
There was a story this morning that they were showing on Western Mass News. Harold's Ice Cream up in Northampton.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Harold's been making ice cream forever, and I remember when he had a place in Rhode Island, Steve's Ice Cream, which he wound up selling, and then moving up here to Northampton.
Yeah, because he realized I'm not making any money in this crap hole.
No,
move up north where people like ice cream.
Actually, he had a place near Brown University. He made a ton of dough back there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Anyway, ice cream's fantastic, and they just did a story about anytime they've got extra ice cream left over, they give it to local farms for the pigs.
The pigs are eating ice cream?
Pigs are eating ice cream.
Yeah, they used to do that right out of my hand over at Mingles. You'd bring them a little cone, and the pigs would walk up to you.
Ironically,
it was like a petting zoo.
Yeah. Ironically, when I used to go to Steve's Ice Cream back in the 80s, lots of pigs there too.
Yeah, I bet you they were. Yeah.
Just an observation.
But Mingles, they always had the pigs there. It was like a petting zoo. They'd come and eat right out of your hand.
What I wouldn't do right now for some soft serve and kibble.
Oh, my God. Is that a banana cream pie flavor?
I will eat right out of your hands.
I love pralines.
I'd eat that stuff out of anything, really.
Well, they had that little machine. You put a quarter in and you get the kibble out of it and you can feed it to them. Yeah. The place was so dim it was to hide not only the shame, but the health code violations. STD in the air.
Yeah,
STD
that's it. Hey, great show coming to 52 Sumner tomorrow night. It's the Beautiful Losers. It's the Bob Seger tribute. Going to be a great show. Show's at 8 o'clock. Doors open at 7. We happen to have a pair of tickets right now to the 10th caller at 293-1021. Good luck to you.
There you go.
Just about 9 o'clock on Rock 102. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 9:10 and AC/DC with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. Hey, the Rock 102 Golf Club brought to you by Swing Oil Beer. You get 7 rounds of golf, includes no day or time restrictions to some great area courses. Courses like Brattleboro Country Club, Keeney Park, Northampton Country Club. It's $129, which winds up being like less than $20 a round. So if you golf, you know how expensive it can be. It can really add up. Less than 30 golf club memberships remain. So you can get yours today at rock102.com before they get sold out. Makes a great gift for any golfer in your family. The Rock 102 Golf Club brought to you by Swing Oil Beer. Try their New England IPA, perfect for the golf course. And Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
Whew. Just had to... I was pulling fun facts out of myself.
Is
upstairs.
that what you
Yeah. Hey, are you ready for some fun facts?
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it hits you in the nads. The backs of life,
Backs of
the
life.
backs of life. We're not always kings
So,
and
Is that so? Were you occupied with something, or
maybe
occupado?
I was using the Mike Bax and Nagle powder room.
Oh, that's good to know. It's serving everybody today.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Number one.
Number one.
In 150 races, there have been 3 fillies or female horses to win the Kentucky Derby. As you know, the Kentucky Derby's this week.
Tomorrow.
Regret in 1915, Genuine Risk in 1980, and Winning Colors in 1988. The last time a filly raced was in 2010, and no fillies will take part in tomorrow's Derby. Which is a shame because, let's be honest, most of the male horses are named like rejected Monster Energy flavors and have commitment issues.
That's kind of true.
Number two. King Olav V of Norway competed in the Olympics. But not just because he could, because he was actually really good at sailing. He won a gold medal in the 1928 Olympics in Amsterdam. And meanwhile, our royals over here can't even steer a shopping cart without a security detail and an Instagram post. Number three. The exclamation point didn't become a standard key on the keyboard until 1970. Before that, you had to type a period, then use the backspace and go back and stick an apostrophe above it.
Oh.
So basically, early internet arguments were just slightly calmer and required a minor in typewriter engineering. Number four. Even though it was just a novelty song, Because I Got High by Afro Man was nominated for a Grammy for Best Rap Solo Performance in 2002.
Is that true?
It lost to Missy Elliott's Get Your Freak On. In fairness, though, Afro Man was so high he thought he won, gave a speech into a bong, and wandered off halfway through it. Number five. Congress passed a law in 1866 that no living person could appear on currency after an official at the U.S. Treasury snuck himself onto a 5-cent bill. That same guy now works in HR and just added himself to the company's Employee of the Month plaque 8 times. Am I right or am I right, people? Am I right?
You're right.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it hits you in the nads. The backs of life. The backs of life.
Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Springfield's classic